You know when you're reading something and a sentence just clicks? It feels perfectly balanced, it has this great rhythm, and it just lands with so much power. You can't always explain why, but you feel it. Well, that's no accident. It's a very specific writing technique, and today we're going to pull back the curtain and show you exactly how it works.
Okay, let's just dive right in with an example. This line is from a newspaper article about a natural disaster. Just listen to the flow. Millions have been displaced, villages submerged, and relief systems overwhelmed. You can feel that cadence, right? It has a certain weight, a real punch to it.
So what is it? What's the secret sauce that gives that sentence its power? It's not just the words themselves. It's the structure. It's a deliberate pattern that makes it stick in your brain. Let's get under the hood and see what's really going on.
That rhythm we're talking about, it's not a happy accident. It comes from a very specific grammatical tool. And once you learn how to see it, I promise you'll start noticing it everywhere, powering some of the most memorable and persuasive writing you've ever come across.
And the name for this technique is parallelism. The idea behind it is actually pretty simple, but its effect is profound. All it means is that when you have a set of related ideas, you express them using the same grammatical form. It's how you get that incredible sense of balance and harmony in your writing.
Think of parallelism as a blueprint for a perfectly balanced sentence. It really does three things at once. First, it uses identical grammatical forms, kind of like using the same shape of brick over and over to build a strong, even wall. Second, it links ideas that are logically connected. And third, it's a signal to the reader that everything in that list carries the same weight, the same importance.
And you can feel the difference, right? Look at the example on the left. It feels clunky, a little awkward because the pattern is broken. You've got to lower, then reducing, then creating. But the parallel version on the right, it's so much cleaner, more rhythmic. To lower, to reduce, and to create. That consistent structure just makes the whole plan sound clear, connected, and way more effective.
Okay, so how do we actually build with this technique? Well, there are four main blueprints you can use to create parallel structures, and they build on each other, moving from the really simple to the more complex and powerful.
The simplest blueprint is just using a list of single words. You can create a parallel series of nouns like integrity, courage, and vision, or a series of verbs, reform, implement, and enforce, or, of course, a series of adjectives, fair, equitable, and compassionate. The key here is just consistency. Simple, but super effective.
Next up, we can build with entire phrases. And again, notice how the structure repeats to create that satisfying pattern. You might see a list of phrases all starting with prepositions like in or at, or a series of actions all starting with to. It's that repetition right at the beginning of each phrase that creates the parallel effect.
All right, now for the really heavy-duty stuff, balancing entire clauses. A clause is just a group of words with its own subject and verb. So here, you're balancing complete thoughts. Look at the example. The economy is struggling, inflation is soaring, and unemployment is rising. Each part is a mini-sentence, creating this powerful, rhythmic trio of related problems. And hey, sound familiar? This is the exact structure from that very first sentence we looked at. And finally, our fourth blueprint involves these little word pairs called correlative conjunctions. Things like not only but also, either or. Now these guys are strict. They demand balance. So whatever grammatical structure you use after not only, you have to use the exact same structure after but also. It has to be a perfect match.
Okay, so now we have the blueprints. Let's become grammatical detectives. We're going to go back to that newspaper article and see exactly how a professional writer puts these structures to work to build a really powerful argument.
Here's our first piece of evidence. The author is saying the relief system is being undermined. But undermined by what? Well, the sentence delivers the answer with absolute clarity.
And boom, there it is. That's blueprint number 1 in action. A simple, clean, parallel list of 3 nouns: inefficiency, complacency, and a dearth of oversight. By putting all 3 on an equal footing, the sentence creates this powerful, crystal clear indictment. It just hits hard.
In this next one, the writer is drawing a really sharp contrast. You can see the signal words right there, not, but. That's a huge clue that parallelism is at play.
And if we break it down, we see blueprint 4 using blueprint 2. Pretty cool, right? We have the correlative conjunctions, not, but, and they're connecting 2 perfectly parallel phrases, to scapegoat and to demand. That balanced structure makes the writer's intended meaning incredibly clear and super persuasive.
Here, the writer uses parallelism for major rhetorical effect. They just fire off this series of questions, and each one has the exact same structure. That repetition builds and builds, driving the point home with the force of a battering ram. It's relentless.
So we can spot it, we understand the blueprints, but how do we actually apply this to our own writing? How do we use it to make our words stronger? This is where the theory becomes a really practical, powerful tool you can start using today.
Okay, first, and this is a really crucial point, parallelism isn't some special type of sentence. It's a design principle. It's a tool that you can use inside any sentence, whether it's simple, compound, or complex. It's all about adding that balance and clarity, not about following some rigid, boring formula.
And this is how it can elevate a simple argument. The parallel structure here, putting a moment for politicking directly against a test of governance, creates this amazing, sharp contrast. It turns a basic statement into a powerful declaration, and its balanced design makes it unforgettable.
We see the exact same technique here, contrasting two different approaches, with posturing versus with precision. That perfect balance makes the intended choice, precision, feel more logical, more necessary, and way more impactful.
But the real magic of parallelism, its ultimate power, is its ability to guide your reader toward a truly profound conclusion. And a final example from the article just illustrates this perfectly. Just look at that structure. It's beautiful. It starts with a parallel pair of concrete physical things, homes and fields. Then, the not just but construction pivots and bam, it lands on something so much bigger, so much more abstract, trust. That final word hits with incredible force because the parallel structure built the perfect runway for it.
So, you see, parallelism isn't just some dusty rule in a grammar book. It's the blueprint for rhythm, for clarity, and for real power in your writing. It's a tool for making your ideas resonate and stick with your reader. Now that you can see the blueprint, the only question left is, where are you going to use it first?